for joining us.
Welcome back to another silly episode.
This one is actually going to be a little bit more silly because we have covered quite a lot of intense conversations in the last series. Well, in all of our episodes, really.
Yeah, we have. We've covered some pretty heavy hitting topics, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. So this one we're just taking it a bit more chilled, guys, and it's going to be a little nostalgic throwback episode.
Yeah, we're going back to our roots. Back to our roots. We used to love that song when we were younger. Actually, when we were younger, we did have a lot of our parents we've always done this when we were younger, when we were like clearing up from dinner or like just messing around. Everyone, being in a family of 6, like everyone controlling the music gets quite intense, and it's like, no, I'm changing the song, we're now having this. But we did listen to quite a big array of music when we were younger, didn't we?
We did, and we basically always, and it still happens now, whenever we're like cleaning up dinner, my dad just turns the music really loud, and then everyone just ends up doing karaoke.
We love karaoke. Actually, something I used to do when you were younger to get you and Phoebe to help me tidy up, and Georgie, is we used to turn like tidying up after dinner into like a game. So me and Georgie, my younger sister, would be like, we need to get these bitches in gear and they need to help us. So we'd be like, right, Phoebes, Liz, we're going to put the music on, and the idea is that we tidy up as quickly as we can to the music, and we've got to stay on the beat. And they'd be like, yeah, okay, and then we'd be like, nailed it.
Too easy.
Oh, too easy.
Do you know what though? Now I really struggle to clean up unless I've got music playing now.
Yeah.
So I think that it's such a good thing, and like when you were younger and you do a massive room clean out and you'd end up finding like everything, you'd be like, oh my god, and my old Slinky toy, and then you're playing it for 20 minutes, and then you find an old Tamagotchi, you're like, I wonder if I can get this working, and like you just haven't actually tidied up your room at all, and you get to the end and you're like, oh, you look at the pile of clothes on the bed like, oh crap.
I still do that I know so many people talk about this though, you know, when you're like, I'm going to do a massive like sort out, and like really you should just do like a drawer at a time, because then like once you've done one, you could then be like, I'm going to stop now. But I'm one of those people that like decides that I'm going to do a sort out, and I take everything out of everywhere, and then I go, you know, when you go into a room and you're like, what have I done?
Oh, it's the worst feeling.
Like, it is horrible. It's the worst feeling ever.
Oh my god, I'm moving soon.
Yes. Where are you actually moving?
I'm moving to Peckham Rye, which will be exciting. With my uni girls, going back to my roots.
She's good at singing.
Guys,
stop it.
I'm actually so excited though. I haven't lived with them for a hot minute, so it's going to be so fun. And I was with them last night and we were all going home separately. We were really sad and we were like, not for long.
Living with girls genuinely is like one of the best times of my life. I lived with 3 of my really good mates for 3 years in Wandsworth, and we literally had the best time.
It is the best.
It's so fun. We've spoken about this in the alcohol episode, like that. I miss getting ready with people.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's the best part of the night.
I can't wait.
Anyway, we're diving straight in this week into some kind of millennial Gen Z nostalgia. And we kind of wanted to come at it with some topics and some things and just see where the discussion goes, really, because I think there's going to be some laughs and some things that we might not have remembered.
Also, it's because when I was planning this, we were planning this and going and kind of like looking at what I wanted to talk about, I was just loving this, going back and this nostalgic feeling. It was amazing, and looking back at all the like cultural things that have shaped like our childhoods and our teenage years. So I'm actually really excited to talk about this, especially the TV episodes.
Yeah, actually, let's kick off with TV. Have you got something that you came to mind when you thought about TV?
I did, and then I ended up having a big internal thought like about it, because basically we obviously grew up watching quite a lot of American TV, and I'm sure that lots of people in the UK did as well. I think a lot of the UK TV was a little bit more like older. Like we obviously ended up watching like Skins, The In-Betweeners, all that stuff, but that wasn't until I was a teenager. But when we were younger, we loved like Zoe 101, Drake and Josh, That's So Raven, like all those programs were iconic. But one of the best ones, in my opinion, is a program called Fish Hooks. And
so good.
Basically, we used to say that you were maybe a bit too old to be watching it, but actually, Fish Hooks was really niche and like hilarious. Like it was actually niche comedy.
It was.
For anyone that needs reminding, it's just like like these young fishes that are at school, but they are like one of them is called Chelsea.
Chelsea.
And I'm not going to talk about the other characters' names because I'm going to quiz you on them.
Oh,
but
fuck.
This was the song for anyone that might not know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? 5, 6, 7, 8. Hurry up, don't be late. Na 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 na. That was how it went, wasn't it?
It was.
But yeah, basically, I went into a bit of a dive about it because I wanted to see what the people on Reddit were saying, because I was like, you want to get some niche comments, let me go to Reddit. And it was basically like an evolvement from SpongeBob SquarePants, and if anything, like way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like, I think it genuinely shapes a lot of my humour now when I think about it. I'm like, God, it was so clever and so funny, and probably shouldn't have actually even been like a kids TV program.
No, and that's why there's so many shows that kind of like transcend generations, sorry, and like multiple, like I'm sure parents can say this, like they end up watching stuff that their kids are watching, they're like, actually, it's kind of funny.
This is all right.
Like our parents definitely like came into the room sometimes, be like, what are you guys watching? Then my dad would be there for like a good 20 minutes being like, hang on a second, you just watched a whole episode of Fish Hooks.
But I was looking up like Fish Hooks, and I saw on Reddit comments, people were like, nah guys, this program was way ahead of its time. Do you have any idea about all the scandals that they were involved with? And I was like, what scandals? So one of the characters, Chelsea, it was like Chelsea was actually involved in a cocaine scandal. I was like, what?
Fuck.
I think that it was one of those programs where they had lots of like adult themes disguised as younger things, because when I looked back on a YouTube clip of Fish Hook's funniest moments, I was cracking up and I couldn't believe that it was like what we used to watch. They probably went straight over our heads.
It always does though, doesn't it? When you're younger and you're like, why are my parents laughing at that? But in order to make good TV for children, there has to be elements of humour for adults in it, because like if you look at like any film, for example, like made for kids, there's always things in there that are like a bit tongue-in-cheek. Yeah. Because it's supposed to be funny and...
Yeah, they need the parents to be... I guess that's like with any... what's the really, really bait ones looking back where you're like, oh my God... actually quite dark, awful. Do you remember iCarly?
Yes, kind of, yes.
They actually had like a they were just like 3 kids and whatever, but that was Nickelodeon, and I think it came out recently or less recently, but the Nickelodeon guy, he was called something Schindler or something, like David Schwimmer or...
David Schwimmer's from Friends.
Oh my God. Oh, it was not David Schwimmer. But yeah, he was basically a really awful guy and like really exploited them. And I think he added in a lot of like sexual innuendos that were way too... It was wrong. Like you look back at it now and it's awful. I think there's a whole documentary about it, which is actually really interesting. I don't know enough about it to talk too much, but
yeah. And actually, if you look back at some of the TV, like it would just not be allowed now. No. Or like, you know, children, I'm hoping, would never be in those situations. And I think there's like way more safeguarding around those types of things now. I mean, also, have you ever looked at those, like watch those videos where it says like, where are they now? Like I used to watch Saved by the Bell. Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
And I think like one of them, I can't remember who the youngest guy, not the youngest, but like the like silly one on Saved by the Bell was called. Like I think he unfortunately had a very troubled life after Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And like, well, you always hear it, don't you, about these like child actors, like the pressure that they have on them.
Was Shia LaBeouf in Saved by the Bell? Or am I being an absolute idiot?
Yeah. God, but Fish Hooks, great shout from you.
Fucking loved it. It's so good.
Funny.
What was yours?
Mine that I wanted to talk about was this show called Ladettes to Ladies. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Oh my God. It was fucking hilarious. So basically, it was like... my mum and I, or our mum, I always say my mum, our mum and I used to love it. It was so funny because I was probably like 14, 15, 16, maybe, yes, 15, 16 when this was out. And it was essentially a group of really badly behaved women that or girls at that time, their parents would put them on this show and they'd be like 16, 17 and they'd go to this like finishing school and they'd be turned from ladettes, into ladies.
No.
And they had to do like these daily tasks where they'd all be staying together, right, in this weird house.
Yeah.
And the woman that was like the ultimate lady that was trying to teach them how to be a lady. I can't remember what her name was. I think I'm gonna fuck it up if I say the wrong name. Maybe Mary. She was so scary. She never smiled. And they do things like they had to learn how to like dance. They had to learn how to cook. Like it was like a
that
finishing
sounds really
school.
good. I really want to watch that.
It was fucking hilarious. But every series or episode, there'd be like 2 or 3 girls that were just not playing ball.
Yeah, never do
and
it.
like the TV cameras would follow them out, and they'd like escape from the house. They'd go to the pub, and then Mary would turn up and be like, "Ladies, what are you doing?" It was honestly so funny. It was one of the funniest shows. Like, I fucking loved it.
That reminds me of the one where you would send your kid away to like a really strict family.
Oh yeah.
And it would often be like across the world. So it'd be like
Yeah.
some British kids that were just like, can't be asked. And they would send them to like a really strict Aussie family.
Yeah.
And it would be like quite insane. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really believe that all this stuff was allowed.
Ridiculous. And it's also like wife swap or house swap.
Wife swap was
Like
crazy.
that was fucking, that is the best clip of all time. Bacon is good for me.
You can run in your little itty bitty high heels. Yeah,
That is
you'll
so
never
good.
see this face again.
You like, honestly, that TV wouldn't be allowed now. But I think Lidette's the ladies for me. And you very quickly did talk about it. Skins is another massive one for me. Like
yeah.
I was watching a film last night, a new film with Keira Knightley on Netflix, so far-fetched, about a woman that goes missing on a boat.
On the boat, yeah.
Yeah, but Effie, I can't remember her name, Kaya something.
Oh, what her actual name?
Yeah, who Effie was in Skins.
Oh my
But she
God,
was also in The
everyone
Gentleman
knows.
last year.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's an insane actress. But I said to Sam last night, I can't get Effie out of my head.
Yeah.
And when we talk about fashion later, I want to talk about Effie again.
Yeah.
Because she, to me, was my ultimate like girl idol when I was younger. She was so cool.
Yeah.
And Skins was just like this whole idea that you like, they were just so cool, even though what they were doing was pretty badly behaved. But yeah, that's
Again,
mine.
wouldn't be allowed now because they
No.
obviously there's like very explicit drug use and so like skipping school and all this stuff. I think now they would have a really hard time bringing out a program like that. 'Cause
Yeah, 100%.
they brought out Euphoria in America, which is basically, again, a lot of like teenagers that are experimenting with drugs, alcohol, sex, all this stuff. And I mean, they're all like 30 actors, obviously. Whereas I think in Skins, they actually were really young.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were getting really old people to play kids. They can't have been old.
Yeah,
I
no.
think they must have been pretty young.
I actually don't know how old they were, but I actually think at our school there was like a casting one time for Skins, like, or there was one, like, not at our school, but
In
there
the
was
local
one that
area.
was shared, and I'm pretty sure someone knew someone that was on it. It was like, to get on Skins as a young actor was like amazing. Well,
Yeah.
so they've done so well, like most of them, like Cookie. Who's the actor that plays
Oh.
Cookie in Skins? Like, he's been in SAS Rogue Heroes, such a good series.
He's
Jack
a really
O'Connell?
good
No.
actor.
Is it Jack O'Connell?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's Jack O'Connell. Fact checked that one. I think it's Jack O'Connell.
And Freddie.
Freddie
oh my
was
God.
fit.
Such a hottie.
Our mum met him once, actually. There's a picture
Oh my
of
God,
her.
she did. He was so gorgeous.
He was gorge. He was.
Yeah, she did meet him. That was so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a great series, but that was
I
my
love
TV
that.
one.
Yeah, that's a really good TV one. I think lots of people look back at Skins really fondly and feel like quite connected to it. Because also Ben, our editor, he grew up in Bristol, like Ed. So I think that for them, that must have been quite funny growing up in the city that it's set in.
Yeah.
And I think Ed said lots of people made it their personality. Like,
Yeah.
And you still see it really, like, don't you, Ben? Like when you're in Bristol, you see people still trying to like imitate this style and be
Yeah.
like, I'm grunge, I don't care about anything. Like, I'm just that
serious.
girl.
Do you think that I would love to know whether Skins has had a resurgence with Gen
Yeah.
Z. Have you
Definitely.
Do you feel like your friends have started watching? Because like you were too young really to be watching. Well, sorry, the Effie, let's say, series of Skins. Did you
Yeah.
rewatch that?
I think so. Basically, when we were younger, because our generation covers two very different parts. I'm 25 and my cousin is 18 and we're in the same generation.
Yeah.
We've had very different cultural experiences of things and technology.
And it's like millennials for me.
Yeah, I know that 18 and 19-year-olds are rewatching Skins, but I think we were just at the point where I caught like the last few seasons of Skins and then I went back and watched the first ones. So like I'd never watched the first series until I was like 19.
Yeah.
But I'd watched the more recent ones.
Yeah.
But I know that younger people are watching it and you can tell because you can see it. You can literally see it in fashion and how people are acting, and it's cool to be unbothered and but yeah, just no one smokes, they just vape now.
Yeah, vaping.
Just a vaping
Those
now.
people are disgusting.
What Cheers.
What's my favourite vape brand? Right.
So basically, I think this actually leads on quite well to like a big nostalgic cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
When you were younger. Or
Yeah.
What for you is something that really like stands out?
Okay, we're going quite young for me now. So I would have been in my like first school. So basically it's Pokémon Cards. So Pokémon Cards came out in Japan in 1996.
Research.
But they came properly into the UK in 1999, so a year before you were born. And I literally was obsessed with them. But can I tell you why I was obsessed with them? I didn't understand the game. So I just thought it was kind of about having like loads of like pretty cards, and I thought it was just like you just have to have like loads of them. I didn't really understand in the playground that if I like swapped like a shiny like Pikachu card that was not a good idea, because that was like my best card. And I'd be like, oh okay, yeah, I've got one Pikachu, like a shiny one, that's fine, yeah, but if I have 3 of yours, then that's a good swap, isn't it? And then like they'd be like, yeah, wink wink. Sure.
Did you have a book?
Yeah, I had a book, and I had so many Pokemon cards. But I remember this day where my dad, I still have never properly asked him where they went or what he did to them, and this was mean. And I'm going to ask him tonight, actually, because we're seeing him. I'm going to ask him where the fuck he put them. He one day decided that I was getting obsessed with my Pokemon cards and it was too much, and I was getting distracted like from other things, and he confiscated them and he put them. He was being heightist, firstly, at the time. He put them on top of a cupboard, and I could see them like a dog with like a tennis ball. I was like, my Pokemon cards, and he was like, go downstairs like and do whatever I was doing. And I was like, fine. Anyway, I went back to that same spot like an hour later to find my Pokemon cards, and of course they'd gone. And I never got to the bottom where he put them, and actually I never got them back.
But hold on. Did you just move on?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about them, to be honest.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I wasn't good at Pokemon cards. Like, you always had to play the game, and I didn't understand it was a game. I thought it was just like you have to have loads, and that was the game. Like the game, I didn't even know what the game was. I think you were supposed to trade better cards or whatever. But yeah, for me that was like quite an iconic thing.
Yeah,
I was shit at it.
Yeah, I quite like that you were playing your own game on your own rules.
I was doing my own thing.
But ultimately you lost the game.
Yeah.
You lost the game because you lost your cards. You've got nothing to show for it. No. Also, that would have been a really cool thing to have now.
I know, and they are worth, I think, a fuckload of money.
Well,
now.
yeah. It's like with Match Attacks. I mean, that was very much...
Match Attacks?
Did you not have those?
No.
You had Match Attacks, didn't you, Ben? So they were football players.
Right.
So again, you would have all of your cards, and again, I played it in a very similar way to you. Our dad would get like me some Arsenal Match Attacks, or I think you could get mixed packs, couldn't you? So you wouldn't know who was going to be in them. And then again, the boys would be like, oh, I'll take Ronaldo, and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't really understand the premise of the game, to be completely honest.
But it's funny because actually that's really cute when I think back that all of us were just running around with little folders full of cards being like, isn't he so amazing? He's got 200 aura points. And
and then just giving them away, just like willy-nilly.
Well, I think you and I were giving them away, but I think people kept their cards very close to their Mine is actually, I can't believe this was a thing, but when we first started getting into Facebook, we obviously had little knowledge of the fact that whatever you put up online is kind of there forever.
Yeah.
The whole idea of having a digital footprint just never really occurred to us. Also, we weren't taught any internet safety, so we just didn't know.
Neither were we.
Like, I was just accepting 40-year-olds on Facebook, like, he seems nice. But basically there was this awful trend where people would do...
That's really made me laugh.
People would do hot or not videos.
Right.
Or there was something called an LPC. Do you know what that is?
No.
Take a guess what LPC could stand for. You do it on somebody else. So I'd say, like this if you want to do an LPC. And then someone would like it. And then
no idea.
I would send you on your page your looks out of 10, your personality out of 10, and then our closeness out of 10.
Oh, that's mean.
Horrid, honestly. And I'm sorry for anyone watching this that may be potentially scarred of these experiences, because so what someone would do is they go, doing a hot or not video tonight, comment on this if you want me to do it, okay?
Right.
So then someone would sit there and on their webcam do a video of them going, okay, Joe blogs, hot or not, they'd all look at each other and go, no, sorry, you're really cute though, you're really sweet, you're not hot. Liz Dawson, I'd be like, oh my God, what are they going to say?
She's going to say hot.
I was actually going to say that at the time I was like 12 and so like prepubescent. They'd be like, cute, she's cute, she might be one day, she might be. And so yeah, when I think back to that, I think, fucking hell, we were brutal.
Yeah.
It was maybe an age of online judgment coming in, like, whoa, we've got this platform, we can finally start judging people.
It's also like, if you look at any child, they don't have, unfortunately, because they don't have, it's actually really endearing when children because they just say exactly what they feel. And I actually think because they don't have the life experience that maybe saying exactly what you think about people sometimes doesn't go that well. It's like when children, I sometimes hear like, why does that lady like walking weirdly, or like something like that. It's like I actually hurt my foot last year, and I think I heard someone say, why has that woman got that weird thing on her foot? And it's like, no, don't say that, darling, she's obviously hurt herself, or like stuff like that.
Well, do you remember over the summer I was childminding a little bit before, when I was in between jobs, and I went to go pick up the two girls that I babysat from school, and I picked them up, literally was in front of the teacher, and she goes to me, why do you always wear the same outfit? And the teacher just looked at me and was like, oh, tough luck, babe.
Yeah, sorry.
You just got told. But they were so good. Like, if you're in a fragile mood, do not be around a 4-year-old. They will break you.
Yeah.
They're so rude.
Yeah.
But they don't know. They will learn that you can't really just do that. But yeah, the hot or not videos were brutal, and quite frankly, can't believe that it never came into topic at school. Like, quite frankly, shocked that there was never an assembly at school where they were like, there's these videos going around, we should probably put a stop to this.
Yeah.
Because imagine being the person that they're like, no, like that's just horrible and like so mean.
Well, so many people, including myself, and I'm sure many people listening to this podcast, have probably adult insecurities and self-esteem problems from things that they were told at school or bullied about at school, and like, that's it. I mean, it's impossible to filter how children are acting and behaving, but like, I mean, I think also it was almost a bit like a monster that had got too big before it had even left its cage, social media, because we spoke about social media so much, but it's a bit like, something like a virus, for example, like COVID, for example, like it was like big before they got time to like rein it in and understand what it was. And it's a bit like social media, like it ran away, and then it's like, fuck, we've got this whole other problem now. Yeah,
it was like this beast, you're completely right. And I just don't think that anyone was ready for it, particularly not schools. And fucking hell, that was really quite brutal.
And actually, we haven't spoken about in any of our episodes Tamagotchis.
I know.
Because I didn't really have a Tamagotchi, but I was kind of aware of the situation around them. I think I had to look after Georgie's a couple of times, probably let it die. Actually, Georgie was one of those people that really nurtured anything like that, didn't she?
Yeah, like the alien toy.
Yeah, like the alien toy. I didn't nurture the alien toy, but my mum used to be like, I remember when we'd be like, it dropped off at school and be like, oh, my alien is having a baby today, and we'd be give it to my mum and be like, you do not take your eyes off this alien because it's having its babies today. And she'd be like,
it really
okay,
serious.
guys, don't worry. When you get home from school, I will be bringing this alien to pick you up. I promise you, I'm not going to let anything happen to it. Be like, if you do, bitch, I will
end you. Yeah, she was good actually. I think she struggled with the Tamagotchi, but Georgie, our sister, took the Tamagotchi very seriously.
She did.
I think she had about 5 and they'd be like hanging off her belt or something.
Yeah, she was too. Actually, one thing that I once did when I was younger is we had quite a lot of Barbie dolls, like blonde Barbie dolls, and Cindy had brown hair. We had Cindy dolls and Barbie dolls, but we only really had Barbie dolls. We didn't have many Cindys. We clearly just liked the blonde Barbies. But I wasn't really into like playing with toys. I was definitely much more of an outside person, wasn't I? I just like to climb trees, but I didn't really get that far. You know, I'd always be one of those people that like, let's go make a mud pile. And I'd get there and be like, with like a little twig and be like, this is bored now.
I think more what your problem was is that your attention span was just not long enough for anything.
Exactly. But anyway, my mum one day was like, look, can you two, me and Georgie, can you two just go and like do something because you're being really annoying, like go and play together or play with your Barbies, whatever you're doing. So basically my mum talks about this story so much because she was like, I was always worried when there was silence in the house because if we were screaming or fighting, at least she knew firstly where we were, and secondly that we were doing something. We weren't doing something badly behaved because we were just like playing and being loud. Anyway, she was like, there was an eeriness about it. There was silence, and she was like, I was like ironing. She was ironing the kitchen or something, or maybe she was on the phone. Anyway, she says, I come into the kitchen with Georgie with this massive yellow bucket, and my mum's like, oh, what have you got there, girls? And I was like, oh yeah, this for you. And I just give her this yellow bucket, and in there is just hair, but so much hair, like loads of blonde hair. And she's like, wow, where did this hair come from? And I'm like, oh, we cut all the Barbie's hair off. And she's like, right. And then she's going through this hair, and she goes, then picks up this like piece of brown hair, and where's this come from? And Georgie's just standing behind me with a fringe like cut off in half, and I was like, run. Run with this yellow bucket. Georgie ran. I'd cut off half of Georgie's hair.
Oh my God.
And all the Barbie's hair, like every single Barbie. I was like, it's haircut time, bitches.
Welcome to the salon.
And honestly, I think about that story so much, and we actually laugh about it a lot. My mum laughs about it so much because she's just like, yeah.
But don't you think
so
this is
funny?
It's such a reoccurring theme with kids cutting off their hair, and every time I think this, I'm like, at what point did the kids get the scissors? Because it happens to everyone.
I know.
And you're like, wait a minute, surely you've either been like really sneaky and devious and like gone and taken the scissors, but like, why were we always left unattended with scissors when we were younger like that?
I know. I don't think we were. I think we stole them. But also, before we move on, can we talk about some games that we actually used to play? Because it's just reminded me of a fascination when you're younger of wanting to be an adult and just wanting to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And this kind of like idea, and I don't think this is the same anymore, because I'm glad it's not, because I think parents and schools are much more kind of neutral around jobs, around what men and females should do, jobs, like gender-based jobs. But when we were younger, we spent hours playing things like hotel receptionist, aeroplane hostess. That sounds a bit weird. No, more the people that work at the check-in. That's what we did. That's what we did, check-in desk. But we'd spend hours doing it. So we might, like, let's say we're lucky enough to go on a holiday and we take the luggage things off the suitcases before our parents. And we were like, we need these. And they'd be like, oh, why? We're like, we're playing airports, obviously. And like, we would spend hours just like, right, Liz, like, you be the air hostess person.
We'd make boarding passes.
Yeah, we'd make boarding passes, and we'd also do hotels quite a lot. But
I love that.
What are hotel receptionists doing?
Can I just say,
on their laptops? Like,
this is, I really don't like this. Okay, let's say, there's also other places that do this as well. Like, And I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Hotel, can someone that works in a hotel tell me what happens when you go, hello, can I check into my room? And then they go like this. Typing.
Sorry, can you take a seat, please?
Sorry, what's your name? Melissa. And how long are you staying with us? Well, if you look on my booking, it will actually maybe say...
Yeah, I've prepaid. And then it's like 20 hours later. Would you like a newspaper in the morning? It's like, no, I'm 10.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, but I am always baffled by what they are actually doing, to be honest.
I know, and I'm sorry, because I would love to know, but I just always get really confused what's happening. There's also another job where I always want to know what's happening on that little screen.
Yeah, why it's taking so long. Really, they're just playing Sims.
Yeah. Motherload.
Oh, funny.
Should we move on to nostalgic fashion style?
Oh my God, yeah. Something really came to mind for mine.
Yeah, go on.
So when I was younger, again, I'm talking 14, 15, because I think that's just when every part of my life was the worst.
I think for everyone, is 14 surely not the age where your fashion is just, the level of it is just so bad.
Yeah, because you're changing, you're going
trying.
through puberty, you're trying, and I think you're becoming, maybe starting to become a young adult or a young girl.
Trying to find your style as well, maybe, a bit.
A classic millennial outfit that I think many people will be able to relate. Firstly, black leggings became the fashion staple of my age at the time. But you weren't wearing a cool outfit unless you were wearing black leggings, but over the top of that, you're wearing a long kind of boho tunic top. But obviously I didn't have money really to spend a lot on clothes, so it would be something from Primark.
Yeah.
Like a really garish colour.
Yeah.
Then paired with a massive tanned belt and Ugg boots, but this whole kind of cool long t-shirt tunic vibe with a belt.
It doesn't sound very cool.
It's just not cool at all. And black leggings, but they weren't the type we'd wear to the gym.
Yeah,
they were thick,
that cottony
kind
one.
of cotton. It's like jeggings.
Jeggings.
Do you remember jeggings?
I remember jeggings.
Oh my God, I'm sorry for people that may wear jeggings still, guys.
I just can't with jeggings. Because also the elastic would become really loose around your waist, so then they would just start falling down, and you'd sort of have to pull them up every 10 seconds.
I know. It's like skinny jeans with the same.
Well, mine is quite similar because also generationally we had two very different relationships with Topshop.
Yes.
Because we've spoke about this before, but I think you guys were a little bit more glam with your going out.
Yeah.
And then
office workwear.
What are those dresses called? The
peplums.
Peplum dress.
Tops were
Peplum
huge
tops,
with a massive necklace.
Chunky necklace, yeah. And then I think that it kind of phased into this jeans and a nice top vibe.
Yeah.
Which is weird, so it filtered down. But I don't know if you ever had this, but Topshop brought out, and this was very much for my generation, my age, t-shirts that said nerd on them or geek on them.
Right.
Oh God, it's so bad. But everyone would have a blue t-shirt and it would either say nerd or geek.
Yeah.
And it was the dog's bollocks. I can't explain it. Everyone just had it. And it was
shit.
It was just cool. It was considered a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And looking back now, I'm like, what an interesting thing that they did. How did they manage to make that top so successful?
I know.
Just one thing.
I know. It's crazy, the Topshop, because we spoke about this as our discussion point a couple of episodes ago. I'm actually sad for Topshop. Well, firstly, I'm sad for the designers that worked at Topshop when it was at the height of Topshop, because if Sir Philip Green hadn't have been such a class A-hole, then I actually think that their talent would have been, it was already recognised because the Topshop designers were so ahead of their time.
Yeah.
They created this alternative kind of indie, fashion
grungy,
forward.
Yeah.
But that's the designers. I do think an important thing to say about Topshop, because I know some people will find this annoying and disagree with us, is that they have and they always will be a fast fashion brand.
Yeah.
So the way their clothing was made was not well. But I also think they just got it at the right time, doing things like collaborations with Kate Moss, huge.
Yeah, Cara
Delevingne. Kate Moss was so iconic and still is, but they were just so ahead of their time, and the clothes that they had, I still have quite a few pairs of jeans from Topshop, and I think their jeans are really good, actually, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like, it did span all generations. Like our mum would say, she's still got Topshop stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It did. And I think it was for our age, when we were experiencing that kind of excitement of like entering your own fashion world and starting to have your own identity, which is funny because everyone was wearing the same fucking thing. But it felt like a really grown up and mature thing, because as a young person, you're always, wanting to be older, and Topshop managed to really make you feel as if you were.
Yeah.
Even though you knew that everyone was wearing the same thing. And for some, also, what point in your life does it change from wanting to wear what everyone else is wearing to then being like, oh God, I would literally die if I walked into somewhere and we were all wearing the same thing?
I think it's less about potentially wearing, because I actually think this sometimes with fashion influencers, like, at the moment, there's like a particular style of wearing a check shirt wrapped around your waist, but then also wearing like a jacket and a jacket. Like, although I think it looks cool, it's now, for me, I think like, I don't think I would do that, because I'm now just like, well, everyone's doing the same thing. I think it then becomes like, I think that's where fashion, I think the truly fashionable people in my eyes are the people that understand their own body types and they own their own style. Like, so I'm going to say who my ultimate fashion idol is, and I can't dress like her because we have very different physiques, but it's Zoe Kravitz. She's like I think she is just got insane style, and she can put like a pair of just like relaxed like trousers on and a t-shirt and sling a bag over her shoulder, and she just looks insane.
But that also comes down to the debate that like, can anyone that is got that ideal body type chuck on anything? Like Bella Hadid could wear the same outfit as me, and then I could put it on, and I mean, this is just about body type, but I do also think that sometimes it's just like, people wear things, and very much this is happening now, the very like relaxed look of just like jeans and a nice top. For some people, they criticize it because they're like, well, it's lazy. It's like, only looks good if you've got the right body type for it. But I don't know. I think that it's quite 90s vibes, really. Like, think about Friends. They were only really wearing that kind of stuff, and they fucking rocked it.
And like Princess Diana, for example, is another like an incredible fashion icon. And like, if you look back at her old, her outfits, they were just like, again, a very classic kind of like jeans and t-shirts. But yeah, I think unfortunately it does play into body type slightly. Yeah. But I also think that we've spoken about this kind of like with swimwear, like on the beach, for example. Like, I always look at people on the beach, and of any body type, by the way, and I'm actually more referring to what society might say is a slightly curvier body type. And I often look at those women and I think, oh my God, I wish I could wear a tie. Like, I, for example, would never wear a bikini that you tie up on the sides of your legs, because I feel like it cuts into me and I don't like it. I don't feel confident. And I look at women on the beach that maybe they are in a slightly curvier body than I am, or a slightly different dress size, and I'd be like, I wish I could look like them. And it comes down to confidence and I also think as you get older, if you're lucky enough to have the money to do this, by the way, and I appreciate that clothes are extremely expensive and it's not possible for everyone to be able to do this, but I do think you start to go towards a slightly more like less is more mentality with fashion, and you start to be like, okay, instead of buying 3 jumpers from H&M, I'm just going to buy one from a slightly nicer brand or something like that, or better made.
So what about music before we move on to our quiz? I want to quickly touch on some nostalgic music.
So this has actually been brought on from watching Victoria Beckham's documentary on Netflix. I can't believe we haven't spoken about the Spice Girls properly. Because for me, they were my all-time favorite band when I was growing up. Like, obviously before I got into my teens, like when they were at the height of their fame was when I was the right age for it.
Yeah.
And I forgot how inspirational they were for young girls, because obviously they were all about girl power, and they were like this group of insanely like different but like exciting and funny women, and they were the first massive UK pop girl group.
Yeah.
And they were so cool.
Yeah.
And like we used to emulate their film where they go over Tower Bridge in the bus and they go, hold on to your knickers, lady.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hold on to your knickers, lady.
But I think Spice Girls for me were and still are like a absolutely iconic British music band.
I always wish that I'd just been a little bit older, because I think I found it cool because you guys did, and I loved it, but it was slightly to the point where sadly now, like, I can't look back and be like, oh, I remember being so young and loving it. I love them now, and I listen to them now, but it's, you know, when you wish you'd just been a part of something.
I know. I'm so glad I got to see them as well. I got to see them live when I was younger, and yeah, they just were, I think they were really, really important for young women at that time, because I think it was just this kind of like, they were a massive cultural shift, I think, for women being, you know, you can do what you want. And I think Victoria Beckham, I actually personally had a few preconceived ideas of the documentary or series on Netflix before I started watching it. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how she came across. And again, I might get criticism for it, but I think that she is actually really funny.
Yeah.
And actually, when you look back at the media, like attention that she got, but in a negative way, it is shocking. It is awful.
But girl bands in general get so much hate. Like, obviously, I love. I didn't really listen to Little Mix that much, other than the fact that they were literally on the radio, so you couldn't really escape them. But I have huge respect for Little Mix as a girl band, because they were slandered. They have been beat down, trolled. People were just awful to them. And actually, I think it was Liam Gallagher that called them out at an awards ceremony for he's just an absolute twat, wasn't he? And Jade Thirlwell, who's now an super icon, legend, pop star. They've all gone off by themselves now and made music individually, because they've all got fantastic voices. And Jade Thirlwell, I think, came back at him and was like, what's your fucking problem? Like, you know, get over yourself, because it's still sad to say people hate to see women succeeding and doing great, especially when they don't give a fuck, and especially when they're proud to be provocative. Because Little Mix, and I'm sure it's like Pussycat Dolls and Spice Girls, would often get this feedback, like Britney Spears, of, don't you think you're a bit too provocative for young girls? And they're going, okay, first of all, who said our music was for young girls? It might appeal to them, we're pop stars, but they're like, absolutely not. Why are you up there saying that to like Usher and Chris Brown when they're grinding on the fucking stage? No, you're not. So I think I don't love lots of Little Mix music. I appreciate how hard they work and how incredible they are, and I think girl bands are really cool. I hope girl bands are back. I think they're sick.
Actually, you've just made me think about this video I recently watched about, I can't remember the music awards ceremony it was, maybe let's say like the VMAs or the MTV Awards, whatever. Anyway, One Direction won an award, and bear in mind a lot of the crowd would have been celebrities, right? Not just like general population people. Half of the crowd started booing, and Lady Gaga left the award ceremony, it because of the booing, and went backstage. And she wasn't doing this, I don't think she knew there was going to be cameras there. It's actually like a kind of like camera shot where it looks like someone's doing it without her realizing it. She's standing in front of the whole of One Direction. She's like, no, I will not stay here and listen to people booing you, because you deserve to be here as much as anyone else. It is actually such a lovely video to watch, because fuck everyone, because like I think it's this idea, especially around like X Factor and these big talent shows, it's like they've had a leg up and been successful because they have been
at the right place at the right time.
Exposed the right place, right time on X Factor. But they didn't win the show because they've been like they still have talent. They still have to get to a point, and it's like there's been so many people in X Factor and Pop Idol that sadly we will never hear of again.
Yeah.
Yet there are the ones that really fly through, and like I really love Harry Styles' music, for example.
Yeah.
Like he's done so well, and like you are allowed to like shift and create a whole other brand.
You absolutely are.
But yeah, that's my music one. Should we move on to our quiz?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I
Okay.
really want to do the quiz. Guys, we've got 5 questions we're going to ask each other. We're going to do a film one. We're going to do a big event that's happened in your generation. We're going to do a bit of a music one, fashion, and then a product one.
Yeah.
So I think my first one is really hard.
Okay,
for
go
you.
for it.
Okay, because I don't know if you ever watched We Are Your Friends with Zac Efron.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this might be hard for you. I was obsessed with this film. He was like a DJ, and I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And there was a famous model that starred in it. Do you know who it was?
I'm going to take a guess. Was it Cindy Crawford?
No, that's Cindy Crawford's a bit older.
Oh, okay, younger.
Younger.
Was it Kendall Jenner?
No. Think like, I mean, okay, actor/model. I'm pretty sure she was a model first.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Yes.
Yes.
I was obsessed with this film.
She is so stunning.
She is. And I love her. She don't give a fuck.
She's really great. She doesn't give a fuck. Okay. Which film, this is a real millennial film for me, which film did Ryan Gosling famously say, it wasn't over, it still isn't over?
Oh, The Notebook.
Yes.
Fucking hell. What a scene. That movie transcends all generations.
That movie gives me butterflies and you know where.
That is so funny. Me too, girl. Any film with Ryan Gosling in.
Okay, that's
legend.
a good one.
Okay, so in what year was Barack Obama first elected as president?
2009?
8.
Oh,
That was actually really close.
That was close.
That was really close.
Okay. Oh, that's really... Okay, I nearly got it, guys.
You nearly got
that.
that.
Was huge, actually. And I think that was like a... Yeah, that was... Yeah,
huge.
God. That's crazy. 2009.
2008.
2008, sorry. 2008. And actually, I've got a year one. What year did Michael Jackson die?
2011.
No.
2012.
2009.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I did not know it was 2009.
Do you remember what you were doing when...
Yes, I do remember, because also I know obviously Michael Jackson, controversial character alert, but we can't lie and pretend that at the time when he died it wasn't one of the biggest things happening. Like it was
crazy.
huge.
It was crazy.
We had tickets to go and see him.
Yeah.
Luckily we were fucking gassed. We couldn't believe it, and we were meant to go see him I think 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
And he died.
Yeah.
But did you wake up my parents?
Yeah, I woke up. So I was with my friend watching a film, and one of our friends called us to be like, guess what? Michael Jackson's died. And I was like, oh my God. I ran into my parents' room, turned their lights on, woke them up and was like, guys, Michael Jackson's died. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, it was crazy. But also I had this feeling. Do you remember I kept saying, I don't think we're going to see him?
Yeah, yeah.
But we actually got to go see Beyonce instead, because the
Yeah.
O2 gave... where they literally gave like allocated tickets and gave an option to go and see and I don't know why it was crazy. We ended up going, to be honest, go see Beyonce instead.
I mean, probably one of the best nights of my life.
Yeah.
Because, again, say what you will about Beyonce, but fucking hell,
That bitch
she's
is a
got some
performer.
pipes on her. She is just amazing. And when you see her live, because it was in her Ave Maria phase, or Sasha Fierce. Yeah, Sasha Fierce was her vibe. And it was phenomenal, honestly. It was amazing.
Really good. Can we actually quickly about a concert that we went to see once? We went to see Pussycat Dolls, and guess who the warm-up acts were? Do you remember?
Yeah, was it Lady Gaga?
And Neo.
Yeah.
So Lady Gaga was the warm-up act, and then Neo.
But at the time, Lady Gaga was coming onto the scene.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Neo, I oh my God, it's so funny. Me and my friends, just a quick sidetrack about Neo, because you know that I'm a good sidetracker. Me and my friends, when we were 18, went to Ibiza. And too young, I think, to go on a girls' holiday to Ibiza, because firstly, Ibiza's fucking expensive. It was expensive then, but obviously not as bad as it is now. But it was still a lot to be going on an 18-year-old holiday there. We should have just gone to like Magaluf or something. Yeah. Anyway, obviously we didn't quite understand the premise of Ibiza. We just thought we were just going to carry on doing our like classic binge drinking nights, and we didn't really understand the whole clubbing scene there. Anyway, unlike everyone else in Ibiza who were probably like 10 years older than us, they were all going to like Space and Amnesia, but like going on these like proper hard nights. We instead got tickets to see Neo in Ibiza, and genuinely it was one of the best nights ever. He was so good. Imagine. But we were probably like, it actually wasn't very many people there, because everyone else was like, we've gone to Ibiza to see Neo, like one of the most famous places in the world for DJs, and you're seeing Neo.
Oh, that's
right,
so okay. Good.
Anyway, yeah, that was so that was my big event one for MJ.
That's so good. Yeah, that's crazy, actually. That was a mad time. I've got a musical quiz one for you, which is in High School Musical, the first one.
Yeah.
What song do Troy and Gabriella sing during their final performance, and how does it go?
Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can reach. Yeah, we're trying. When we're breaking free. Is it Breaking Free?
Yes.
Oh, it's iconic. Jazz. I was so upset when Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens broke up.
Do you know what I found out the other day? When Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, right?
Yes, broke up.
Donald Trump apparently tweeted about it, being
really?
like, because Kristen Stewart was in that cheating scandal, and Donald J. Trump put his 2 pence in, as he does with everything, and apparently atted Robert Pattinson and was like, don't go back with that girl. And it's like, why are you this little creepy man?
Also, why does no one fucking tweet about Donald Trump the amount of times he's just missed? Anyway,
I know, it's like, oh,
maybe someone should tweet about that. Anyway, yeah. I'm sure they do.
Okay, fashion quiz question. I don't know if you'll know this, because I think this is very Gen Z chat. Inspired by early 2000s British rom-coms like Bridget Jones' Diary, this aesthetic refers to casually chic, slightly haphazard look. What is it called? What do Gen Z people call it? It refers to, let's say, Kate Winslet in The Holiday. Let's say you are maybe Emma Thompson in Love Actually.
Oh.
Do you know what they call it?
I have no idea.
It's called frazzled English woman.
That's horrible.
I know, it's horrid.
Poor Kate Winslet.
I know, sorry, Kate Winslet. I don't think that about you at all.
She annoys me at the beginning of The Holiday, though. She really does. But I get it. She's in love. I know that scene so much. And she goes, and the worst type of love is unrequited love.
Unrequited.
That makes me weep every year. Every year that I watch it.
Yeah, it's always a surprise.
It's my favourite Christmas film. Actually, no, it's not. Love Actually is, sorry.
Yeah, love really is all around.
Oh, it's so good. I wish we had a Prime Minister like that.
Yeah. David Beckham's left foot, David Beckham's right foot. Wait, I can't remember which way around it is. You know how everyone knows how it goes. I don't need to tell you.
Anyway, it's a great film. Mine, instead of fashion, is actually a product.
Right.
So when do you think GHDs launched in the UK? We're talking about the straighteners, in case anyone didn't know.
Was it in... How many years older are you than me? 7?
Yes.
Was it in 2010?
It's actually a lot earlier, and I couldn't believe this, but I think this relates a little bit like to the iPhone, for example. Like when the iPhone first came out, it was astronomically it's still expensive, but I don't think you could even get it on a phone contract to begin with. You had to buy the handset. Obviously, it was unobtainable for many people to get an iPhone. Same thing with GHDs. So they actually launched in 2001, and then in the UK. But by 2003 to 4, a lot of people had it, but maybe people that had a bit more of a higher income. It was a bit more of like, nowadays everyone's got like LED masks, but they're so expensive. Not everyone does, sorry, but they're like the beauty tool to have. Yeah. But by about 2008, if you didn't have a pair of GHD straighteners, you're You're not cool.
You're not
but
cool.
when I was younger, we had big side fringes and we had like poker straight hair. Like it was like,
yeah, it was
so straight.
Frazzled English woman.
Or it was like really tight curls done with the straighteners.
Oh,
I don't use my straighteners anymore.
We used no, I don't either because I'm just too lazy.
I still have the same ones though.
We used to crimp our hair at school. That was really
crimping's kind of cool.
Ooh, I'm not really sure anymore. I mean, maybe if you've got good hair for it. I definitely didn't suit me. So yeah, that was good ones. Should we move on to our ins and our outs for this week?
I've got one more music one to ask.
Oh,
you.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, this is my last one. Who sang Low?
Shawty get low, 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 low,
low,
low.
low.
Boots with the fur, 50 Cent.
No.
Oh my God, what? And the whole club was looking at her.
It was such a good song.
Flow Rider.
Yeah, Flow Rider. And T-Pain.
And T-Pain.
So good.
Yes.
Right, that's the end of our quiz.
Yeah, should we move on to our ins and our outs, Jazzy? Because I think we're going to save our dilemmas and discussions when we're talking about some things a bit more serious. You go first.
Okay, my in is you starting to use the word so much. Fantastic. I love it. Honestly, every time you say it kind of makes me quite happy. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you noticed you've started saying it quite a lot?
I think that I've realised that I can just use these big words, these big expressive words that I used to think maybe were a bit uncool to use. Actually, I think let's be expressive.
Yeah.
I use them so much in emails that I think it's coming into my
I love it. I'm actually loving you using the word fantastic. That's my in.
That's fantastic.
Okay, my out is this horrible thing called perioral dermatitis, which is basically a skin kind of condition that forms around the mouth and the nose. And it's one of the, like, it's got barely any research around why it actually happens. Like there's a few things that people know can irritate it more, which is things like fluoride in toothpaste, like some foaming agents. But I have cut those things out like completely and for quite a while. And it keeps coming back with a vengeance. I don't know what kind of triggers it. I don't know like how to get rid of it. Sometimes I think it's the water in London. Anyway, that's my out because I've got to a point where I'm so fed up with it. It's so expensive to go to like a dermatologist. But mark my words, bitches, I will come back in 10 episodes time with more research around it because I really want to do a proper skin episode and talk about it with an expert. Yeah. But that's my out.
Okay, good. Well, that's a good one. I know quite a few people that also suffer with that. So let's get to the bottom of it, ladies.
Yes.
My in this week is actually just a food obsession I'm having, which is a bagel with cream cheese, tomato, like tomato juice poured into it, and then a tiny bit of like rocket or something.
And salt?
And salt. Oh. I don't know. My mum made it for me the other day, and I sat on the train eating it, and I was like, oh my God, I think my life has just been changed forever.
It's so good, I agree.
So simple, but I'm obsessed with it now. And my out is my book club. I feel like my book club has died. No one is speaking on the chat anymore. No one is suggesting anything. I'm like, girls, where are my readers? So I think everyone is having like a bit of a break from book club, and it's made me quite sad because I do like it. But
it is fun, but I also sometimes think I was in a book club, am kind of in a book club that I used to go to quite a lot, and all the girls in it are really like amazing. Used to have a really lovely time, but I struggled with the commitment of the book, and I feel like work for me is so stressful that quite a lot of the time, especially in the winter, I and I'm really bad with this. By the time, because I wake up at like 5, by the time it's the end of the day, I just want to go home.
I agree.
And then I found the commitment of trying to read a book quite challenging.
I think that's the thing. I'm going to really try and get back out there though, because I think it's a lovely thing. And we need community more than ever.
Exactly.
We're in a loneliness epidemic.
Oh, let's bring that in again.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to us chat shit for another episode. We'll be back next week.
Bye.